All right, good morning, everyone. So thank you for coming to today's special meeting. Today is January 20th. It's 9 a.m. We'll go ahead and open with the pledge. Supervisor Kirk, would you do the honors, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, next we will do oral communications. Each person has the right to up to 3 minutes. There's a clock on the wall, let you know when you're at 1 minute left. You can speak about anything that's not on the agenda. Good morning.
Morning, my name's Alec, local rancher here. Here to talk about you guys closing Station 56. It's a really bad idea. You need to revisit it. You're deleting basic infrastructure from the county, and when you delete basic infrastructure from the county, you reduce the ability for the county to maintain residents. And if you reduce the ability for the county to maintain residents, you're going to reduce long-term revenue. I know you're under a revenue crunch right now, but you got to look down the line. The cascading effect that reduction in basic infrastructure is going to have is going to cause less tax revenue in the future, more closures in the future, and then you get an event where seconds count. You got structure fires you can't respond to in time. You're going to wind up with a cascading effect there too, where people are going to feel like they're not safe. They're going to start leaving, and you're going to be up against a wall where you got to close another fire station. So consider that. There are ways that you can figure out to keep the door open in this place. You might need to reduce staff, right? You might need to do things to pare down in times that are lean, but full closure is a bad idea. You might end up against a wall here. So understand, you need to revisit that vote. Got it? Got me? Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning, supervisors. This morning I'd like to talk about behavioral health. If you look at their outreach on their Facebook, their biggest concern is this: cigarette. They have this really big campaign because of the grants they get for fighting tobacco, especially juveniles using tobacco. It's a big issue. It needs to be fought. But what's not being fought is suicides, attempted suicides, and other issues like that. So I think somebody else needs to be on the board of that department to ensure that nobody else is getting hurt from not getting services that they deserve. I'd highly recommend somebody look at that because it's a major issue in this county. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, there is a behavioral health board, and they meet monthly. Are they full? Or is there room? One position still open? So anyone is eligible to apply for that. So I would like to talk about our drunk driving again, because the very nice man who went out and got 2 DUIs in 7 days turned around a week later and got another DUI. So he's had 3 DUIs and the month isn't even over yet. And Scott Gross told me that the public defender's office got assigned 12 DUI cases last Wednesday. So we still have a significant number of DUI cases. And I would like to talk about something I think the community needs to be aware of. So since 1993, California has required mandatory ignition interlock devices, which are breathalyzers in cars, for repeat offenders. And also for people who were arrested on a DUI with a suspended license since 1999. And we've all been told not to drink and drive since the 80s. And we continue to drink and drive at horrendous numbers in this county. And in, I think it was 2016, there was a new law written that enabled judges to require interlock ignition devices on cars for repeat DUI offenders. And so I encourage everyone to go to CalMatters. It's calmatters.org, and read their 4-part series on how lax California has gotten about enforcing our DUI laws. We used to be one of the strongest states, and now we're one of the weakest. And Tuolumne County, I think, has also become very weak. So I was told it was up to the DMV to put on the breathalyzers on cars. And I went to talk to DMV, and they gave me a lot of gobbledygook about how every sentence is looked at separately and blah, blah, blah. They weren't very helpful, I thought. So I looked at the court paperwork. So the judge has to sign a form when they get sentenced, and it gives them all their details. And then the offender has to also sign that form. So item number 7 down at the bottom of the page is an installation of an IID, and we are not doing that here. And I think we need to be holding our elected judges accountable for some of the decisions that they make. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else for public comment? Not required, but you're here.
Good morning. So I came to the wrong meeting, but here I am. I just want to thank all of you for taking the time to be here. You probably don't receive as much praise as you're deserved. So I bow to you.
Thank you. All right. Seeing that there's no one else in the room, I'm assuming there's nobody else. So with that, I'll go ahead and close oral communications. That'll lead us to our 9 a.m. closed session. With the lady clerk, please read 9 a.m. appointment.
9 a.m. closed session, Public Employee Appointment, Authority Government Code 54957B1, County Council.
Thank you. Any public comment on this item?
Good morning again. Is the mic on? There, good. It'd be nice to know who we are putting in for county council. Getting public information requests returned has been a major issue. We've had a lot of censorship. It's getting worse every day. So I'd like to have more public involved in this in this conversation rather than just done behind closed doors. Thank you.
Any other public comment? Seeing none, I'll close that. Are we expecting a report out?
Yes, we do have a report out, potentially.
Okay, so we will have a report out. Okay, so at that time, we'll go ahead and adjourn our meeting. We'll have the close,
We'll recess.
recess, thank you. I was struggling for the word. Well, recess, and we'll meet in the board library, law library in, say, 8 minutes. All right, good afternoon. We're back from our closed session. I am happy to report out that we have nothing to report out. Sorry about that. Everyone, that adjourns our meeting. Have a great day.